Hello, friends. It's Phil, and today we're going to ask this little question. It's actually a really cool question to ask. It's a question that I don't think enough of us do ask. What do you want your garden to be? So, here's a little story about last summer. So, my garden, or let's say one part of my garden, contains a lawn. It's around about 200 square meters. It's a nice sized lawn, actually. And surrounding that lawn is an English laurel hedge. And the hedge is now probably just under 2 meters high. And the thing about that lawn and the hedge is it makes the garden secure. It makes it enclosed. It makes it feel like a safe place. But the thing that I'll add about the garden is it faces north. And if you're a gardener, or if you're involved in gardening, or if you know anything about your garden, or if you're a fan of your lawn and you know anything about north facing gardens, the best of the garden is enjoyed at the height of the summer. This time of year, when the snow is coming down and the temperatures are in the minuses, the garden is largely redundant, largely left to its own devices, largely left to Oban, my dog, to play in. But look, in summer, when the sun beats down about midday, the patio area around the house warms up and it becomes quite a nice, calming area, let's say. And because it's north facing, after about 1 o'clock, the sun starts to fall over the house, and that patio that surrounds the outside of the house, which we'd love to make more use of, passes its usefulness. It goes into shade. But, my friends, on the other side of the lawn, some 10, 15 meters away, next to the laurel hedge, is a patch of garden. It's actually a square area of the garden that captures the sun all day. Now, here's the thing. That little corner of the garden, whilst the sun falls over the house and we lose most of the summer heat, what happens in this corner is as the sun kind of falls, maybe it's not exactly north facing, it's north facing a little bit or a lot bit, is the sun falls between two trees, between two houses. And therefore, this little corner of the garden remains in sun during summer until the sun goes down. And there have been some spectacular sunsets recorded and enjoyed by us as a family. But the thing about that corner of the garden, more than anything, and here's the question, what do you want your garden to be? That area of the garden at the moment is only temporary in terms of our use. We haven't made it a permanent area yet. All we do really is just go, and when the sun goes down and the rest of the garden goes into shade, we put the furniture and the chairs and the barbecue in that corner of the garden so we can enjoy the evening sun. But here's the thing that I'm thinking. What do you want your garden to be? At the moment, what I know about my garden, let's say, and you'd think, having worked in many, 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 many thousands of gardens, my garden would be spectacular. Well, the lawn is spectacular and the laurel hedges is spectacular, but so far, this garden is a blank canvas. And this year, 2023, is probably the year that I'm going to do something with it. I'm going to think about what I want the garden to be. Now, here's the thing. I want the garden to go on longer. I want the garden to be more of a family space. I want the garden to be a bit more interesting. I want the garden to have some flowers. I want the garden to have some roses. I know that. I want the garden to have a little bit of formality, but not too much formality. I want it to have a nice lawn, but not too much of a nice lawn. I don't want any edges to maintain. So here's the thing. Here's the thing to think about. Here's the thing to really think about. I don't think most of us, or many of us, will take the time to just ponder what is it that the garden gives you when you enjoy it the most, and what is it that you'd like it to give you more of if you spent more time with it. What would you want it to be? An entertaining space, a football pitch, a cricket pitch, a knot garden, a fine garden, a terraced garden, an illumination, a swimming pool, multiple swimming pool area, a cottage garden, an adventure playground. The questions go on and on and on and on, the more you think about it. So here's the thing, here's the little experiment to do. And in some of the previous podcasts, I've talked about how to look at your garden. So here's the thing. What do you want your garden to be? The first thing you need to do is take some time to realize or to enjoy what it is at any given time. If it's snowing today, go out into the garden and just think about it. What does this do? It's a great place for the dog to play. But I'd like the lawn to be more formal. Those are the two thoughts that came to me today. But in early spring, on one of those warm days, think about what the garden could be. Go out there with a cup of tea, with a brew, with a beer or a wine, and just grab a chair and just find a spot that you like the most and relax and chill and think, what could this be? What could it be? What would you like it to be? But here's a little footnote, by the way, with the my garden. So it's a laurel hedge and a 200 square meter lawn, but it's got lights in as well. That's the investment I put in right at the beginning. I thought, to enjoy this garden the way I'd like to enjoy the garden, I'd like to see more of it. And our house has big glass doors to the gardens. I mean, huge glass doors to all the gardens, from the kitchen, from the sitting room, just huge glass. The back of the house is in fact glass. And it looks out onto the garden, but I look out on it thinking, I think it could be better. It could do more. Or I should do more to make it more. And look, as they say, the old busman's holiday is because I spend so much of my time in others' gardens, I don't invest any time in my own garden. Well, that's true to some extent. But actually, I think what I'm sharing here and what I think you should do is, or what we need to do is, we need to just take some time to realize what you want your garden to be. I think it's a really great question. It's a question that I haven't openly asked enough people. Anyway, look, go out, enjoy your garden, enjoy the snow, build a snowman today, because today is snow day up here in Yorkshire and probably across most of the UK. Spring will come soon, my friends, and so will come summer, and then will come autumn, and then we'll have winter again. It's inevitable. But now's a great time to just think about what would you want your garden to be in spring or in summer. Just go and have a little look. Grab a brew and stand in the garden and ponder. as the snow tips down. Anyway, look, thanks for listening, friends around the world. I will catch you again very soon. Take care. Ta-ra. Bye.